Hi, welcome to today's video on simplifying expressions. We're going to be looking at adding and subtracting expressions. The first thing that we need to remember is that the expressions need to be like terms. What this means is that the number at the front can be different, but the letters and the powers at the end need to be exactly the same. They can be in a different order, but they need to be the same. For example, if we look at a to the power of 2, b to the power of 3, now that there is an expression, and it would be a like term with all other expressions that have a to the power of 2, b to the power of 3 at the end. So if we look at our first one here, we've got 3, a to the power of 2, b to the power of 3. That's the same, so therefore they are like terms. They could be added or subtracted. The next one, we've got 4b to the power of 3, a to the power of 2. Now the a's and the b's have been switched round, but there's still the same number of them. There is still a to the power of 2, b to the power of 3. Therefore, they're still like terms. So yes, we could add or subtract those ones. If we look at our final example, we've got 5a to the power of 3, b to the power of 3. Now this one is not a like term because it should be a to the power of 2 and this one's a to the power of 3. It's not the same. Therefore, it cannot be added or subtracted. Let's look at some examples. We've got a plus a plus a. If we think about it, this is numbers. We've got 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that would be 3. So in this case, we have 3a. For our next example, we've got 7a here, 1a here, and a to the power of 2. Now a to the power of 2 is different to these ones, so it cannot be added to it. So we have 7 plus 1, so we have 8a plus a to the power of 2, because we can't add it. This is as simplified as it gets. For number 3, let's look at this closely. We've got a combination of A's and B's. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to circle the terms that have an A with them. So we have 6A and 2A. Now I'm very careful to include the sign in front of the term because this tells me whether I'm going to add or subtract it. So 6A plus 2A, if I add the big numbers together, that gives me 8a. And then, using a different colour, I'm going to circle the b's. Now in this case, I have 4 b's and I'm subtracting 3 b's. So 4 minus 3 is 1. So that leaves me with 1b. So 8a plus b. For my final example, let's look at the terms closely. We've got a to the power of 2, a to the power of 3, and a on its own. None of these are like terms, so that means we cannot add or subtract any of those. This is as simple as it gets. We cannot do anything here. Have a go at the examples in your workbook. Thanks.